next one is U.
Understanding.
Understanding. And it goes very well, it goes along with closeness and openness too. Understanding.
This, I tell you guys, understanding was a big chapter for me. If we go in there, there's a lot of highlighting because I noticed a lot of things that I really needed to work on. Because this is another one where there were things that I felt were really intuitive and natural to guys that I would just do naturally that I found out really annoy you. Like,
oh, really?
It really gets under your skin. The biggest one
That's
for
interesting.
me,
I didn't think you were going to say that.
yeah, was don't try
Oh,
to fix her.
I understand.
Dude, just listen.
But is it fix
Right?
her, or is it don't try to fix things for her all the time?
Well, don't always try to fix, just don't always try to fix her problem. Like, so it would, you come to me with a
Right.
problem
Right.
and talk to me, and so my natural
I was gonna say
inclination
about
is like,
this.
okay, she has a problem. What I would do as a guy with one of my friends, if I had a problem,
Right.
I would bring my problem to a friend
Right.
and be like, hey dude, this is the problem that I'm having, specifically because I want to hear his opinion on how to fix my problem.
Exactly.
I want him to tell me. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell him about my problem at all.
Exactly. What Patrick
Yeah.
just said is so true. And women are the opposite. Women will bring problems to other women, basically, and to men, to everyone, just because we need to process it. We need to process it, we verbalize, we need to talk about it, we need to think about it, and by thinking about it and talking about it, we therefore process it. We process through verbalization. We don't need somebody to always come and tell us how to do it. We need someone to just listen to us. And we're going to get that from somewhere. And girls, you know what I'm talking about. When you have a problem and you want to tell your husband and he's like, well, honey, just do ABC. And you're like, well, that's not why I brought it to you. And they're like, well, just do ABC. I don't understand. And then you're like, okay, you know what? I don't have time for this. So you
And
hang
then he
up the
gets mad
phone.
because why'd you bring me your problems? You
Maybe,
don't want
or
me to fix it.
maybe you're in a relationship where you don't fight over stuff like that. But
Sure.
but the woman, maybe the woman's like, okay, whatever, like you're busy, so you hang up because he's not that person for you in your life, right? But that happens where she'll come to you, I'll come to you, say if we weren't this way, but if a classic relationship, I would say maybe, I would come to you, you give me your response, I'm like, I don't need that.
Not what I was looking for.
But you're like, no, this is helping you. I'm fixing it for you. I'm like, no, I don't need that. So I'll go, okay, it's not that I'm mad or anything. It's just like, okay, you're not the right person for this. So then I'll take my problem to somebody else. I'll immediately call my sister, I'll call my best friend, I'll call my boss, I'll talk to someone about it, I'll call someone I know. They'll listen to me.
Probably a woman.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And they'll let me process it, and then I'll resolve it that way with them. That's fine. That's very natural. That's very normal. A lot of couples operate that way. But if you're a guy and you can be that person for your wife or your girlfriend, and she's gonna have her people too. Like she's
Sure,
not
yeah.
just gonna rely on you. But if you can understand that about her and know that that's happening, she is going to feel incredibly loved. She is going to feel very special, very close to you. You are going to be very, very high on her list, and it's going to go a long way for her.
Mm-hmm. And so what I found out for guys, I'll tell you this is specifically for the guys, and I'm going to do this. I have a tendency to speak directly to the men, but dude, if you're watching this, the trick is to, instead of trying to fix her problem, listen to what she said. So when she wants your opinion on how to fix it, generally she'll ask you specifically for that. And if you get into kind of if it gets to like maybe a frustrating point for you when you're talking to your wife and she brings these things to you, and you try to fix it, and she's like, and she gets more frustrated, and you don't really know why. This is probably one of the reasons, and one of the things you can do to kind of meet in the middle is ask her specifically to say, listen, I just want you to listen. So don't try to fix this. Just
You're asking
listen.
her to do this for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to talk about it and understand that this is a sort of a fundamental difference between men and women. And there's a way to help, and that's for her to ask her to tell you specifically,
Yeah.
help me fix this problem, or just listen. And then also, I think another trick for guys is to, if she doesn't specifically ask you for your help, instead of listening to the problem or the thing that she's really talking about, instead try to identify the emotion that's behind it.
Yeah.
So listen more to
And she'll tell you.
her feelings and not so much the words.
If you listen, she'll probably tell you, you know, sometimes she'll say, I'm frustrated, I'm stressed, it stresses me out. Stress is a great way of just saying, you know, I'm feeling very emotional, I'm overwhelmed, there's a lot happening in here. And it does, and you know what it looks like is stress, but that's a weird word, you know, stress, what does that mean? But it probably just means she's got a lot going on. And so, like, look for triggers like that. I'm stressed, I'm frustrated, this has got me angry, I'm sad, I'm upset, you know, that's usually like I have an emotion happening in my brain that I can't handle, or that I'm trying to work through. So yeah, so let her, you listen to that, and if she has those signals to you, it's a really good thing to just stop for a second and just ask yourself, does she need me to fix it? Has she asked me to provide a solution?
Mm-hmm.
Because very often, if you pay attention maybe, or if you know, and women, you should try to communicate, I think, in this way going forward more, if you don't. But women will ask solutions. We know that our men are very smart and valuable partners and can bring us a lot of, you know, thinking about doing things that we don't do. You know, we love a good handyman. For example, so we're going to ask you for help. We know that's why we're with you. Like, you're a resource for us. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we don't need help like that. Sometimes we just want you to be our friend and our partner.
And listen.
And just listen.
And listen for those emotions. And another really important thing for you guys is never dismiss her feelings. No matter how illogical they might seem to you in that moment.
And they will.
Well, I have no idea why she's feeling that way about this thing.
And it doesn't make sense.
The feelings, even though they might seem illogical, are real.
Yes.
And they're coming from a real place.
Yes.
And if you really want to help and you really care to get past it, which most guys do.
Of course.
Then listen for those emotions and those feelings, because that'll be your key to really get to the problem and help communicate in a close and an open way. But I think it's a really important thing to remember.
Yeah.
Understanding is a really big one. And I loved this chapter, and it's really yellow in there. Almost as yellow as the sex chapter.